Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello, all.
All right, so we're back. Took a little break, guys. I'm sorry about that. But we got a lot of news today. So let's get to it. If I can ever get out of the screen. Hold on a second. All right, so first article, we're just going in any order. For those of you that like Orange is the New Black, it's going to get a sequel. Even though it's ending, it looks like Netflix is going to pick up I guess we're going to do a sequel series. What if they get out of prison or something like that?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
So that it's going to be a show about them out of prison, right?
I think we're okay.
Is that what it's going to be? So it's going to be
so long as it's not like After MASH.
Right, yeah, After MASH was terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to be them out of prison, right? Which I never even seen one episode, but I know Sharon loves it and everybody watches that show. So we got that news. We also got news with Godzilla versus Kong. Jessica Henwick joins the movie.
Ooh.
And she appeared in Iron Fist. She played Colin Wing in Iron Fist. So she's going to be in Godzilla versus Kong. So that's pretty cool. She's going to be with Alexander.
Well, since they don't have a third season, I guess her schedule's open.
I know, right? Shit.
Sorry, I had to go there.
Now, here's the thing. We got news about Rogue One getting a prequel series. Do you think there's too many Star Wars stuff going on in the streaming service?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Why couldn't they just do one?
Yeah, just do one. And if you're going to do a sequel, something, do it to Solo. I mean, to me, it wasn't grandiose, I admit, but that's the one.
You know what? Let's talk about that because Joe finally brought Solo here. Yeah. And I watched it. So let's talk about it because you watched it. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right. Overall, I really loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I actually love it so much I probably want to buy it and I want to have it as part of my collection.
I admit, it was a good.
There's a few things that pissed me off though.
I knew.
Right?
I knew they would.
You knew which ones, right? So the whole thing about his last name, that pissed me off. The other thing that pissed me off is that, you mean to tell me that he was in the Empire and they didn't have a record of it? Like, they have a record of everything and they wouldn't know, especially when they encountered him in Star Wars, that he was formerly with the Empire and they would look him up. That's ridiculous. So I had a problem with that. Hey, Chris. What's up, bro?
Somebody's ears were burning.
We're talking about Star Wars. What's up, Chris? Hello.
Well, then I guess I had good timing.
Good, perfect. Well, okay. I finally seen Solo.
Yes, you said that before.
Yes, I finally seen it. I did love it, but I had some problems with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I didn't like is why do they make such an effort to when the Millennium Falcon went down that crevice and just got out with it seemed to me like they're taking everything that the Millennium Falcon did in the movies and they're replicating it. So
yeah.
That I didn't like. Like in the beginning with him going with the thing and he got stuck in the thing and they kept doing it numerous times. Also, in Empire they had the creature. Now this one thing had a creature and I'm like, what is going on here, right? Then it was like calls to Back to the Future kind of when the train had to put that extra thing to make the car go faster.
Yeah.
And then Needles from Back to the Future. I don't know if that was a thing that he said his friend Needles like racing cars. I don't know if that was like an Easter egg to Back to the Future.
It probably was.
It probably was. So I kind of cringed when I got that. I was like, ah. But I did overall, Emilia Clarke, I freaking loved her. She was great.
She was very good.
She really was. And that whole Darth Maul thing, that was like, oh. Well, here's the thing. I did like it, but George Lucas would have never fucking did shit like that. That's like a Disney, let's fucking throw shit in there that makes no connection to anything just for a fucking, oh shit, another movie or some type of shit. How does that fit with anything, though, with Darth Maul? I mean, that
it fits perfectly, actually.
I know it fits perfect because she works for him, right?
Yeah.
That's why. Okay. But he's technically in canon, he's dead.
No, he's not.
No,
Yeah, those
Ben
are
Kenobi in Clone Wars killed him. Right?
Yes, but this takes place way before
Way
that.
before that, right.
Yeah, way
Yep.
before.
Okay.
Well, I
Okay.
shouldn't say way. It takes place a couple of years before that. So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. But in other words, they had every intention of having Darth Maul in a solo sequel?
I think at one point that was the plan, which I always thought was a really bad idea.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they're not doing that because I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Solo fans out there.
Yeah.
If Han Solo came up against Darth Maul, he would have been dead.
Right. And also, too, he never really encountered that stuff until it was like
Exactly.
Luke
Yeah,
and Ben Kenobi, so he shouldn't see anything to do with Jedi or Sith or any of that stuff.
Yeah, he can't be exposed to the Force directly, or else
not at all.
It really ruins a lot of
the continuity of Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Right. So another thing is, I really wanted to talk to you about this. You know what I'm talking about, with the whole thing about Matt Smith.
Oh yeah.
Could you clarify us what the F is happening?
That I'm going to right now.
Well, let's repeat for the audience so they know what we're talking about.
Sure. So there's this rumor going around right now that Matt Smith is playing young Palpatine.
Right.
In Episode 9.
Right.
And apparently he's going to, I don't know, somehow either show up or be in some sort of flashback or something.
Okay.
I don't believe this at all.
You don't think Matt Smith's Palpatine, young Palpatine?
No.
Okay.
No.
So who the hell is he then?
I think he's a new character.
I think
he's a new character that's joining the cast. I don't know if he's going to be a part of the main cast. I'm assuming he's going to be.
Right.
Let me just say this, because I don't want to say that it's completely impossible that he's playing young Palpatine, because they did say that Episode 9 apparently ties the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy, and the sequel trilogy together.
Oh God, he's Jar Jar Binks.
Now, my thing is this: if that is true, there's no place for a young Palpatine, because young Palpatine wasn't in any of those.
Unless they're going to show that he did learn the trick to escape death.
They could do that because, we know that Palpatine was obviously trained by Plagueis. That's still canon. And we know that if they're going off of anything that they did in that Darth Plagueis novel, which I highly recommend, even though it's not canon, it is well worth the read, especially if you're a Sith fan or you're a Darth Sidious fan.
Right.
Yeah, it's like required reading for you. But he started training when he was very young.
Okay.
Well, not very young. When he was going to college on his planet when he met Plagueis.
Okay.
He started training. And his training, the way they describe it, is just unbelievable. It's really, really crazy, and you really understand why he's so powerful. But now here's the thing that I'm worried about. If they're gonna say that somebody finds one of his holocrons and he shows up young there, I'm fine with that. If it's a flashback and he's there, I'm fine with that. The thing that really, really worries me is that this whole thing about them tying the prequels, the original and the sequels together, is I really hope they're not going the route that they went in Rebels. Because the route that they went in Rebels involved some sort of time manipulation.
Okay, here's the thing. I heard this today, that they're pondering doing time travel in the next Star Wars movie.
Now that's the thing that worries me.
Okay.
And this is where I kind of step back and say, you see, this is why we need to keep Kathleen Kennedy where she is, because she had nothing to do with this.
What do you mean she has nothing to do with what? The one that's coming out?
No. She had nothing to do with the introduction of this time travel plot into this story.
Why not?
This was Dave Filoni.
And she didn't know it?
She did know it, but she didn't come up with it. So to say that, this is her fault, it's not her fault.
Okay.
It's Dave Filoni's fault. Dave Filoni is the guy that everybody wants to take over and replace Kathleen Kennedy as the executive producer. And I'm like, that is the worst idea No offense to Dave Filoni, but he needs to stay where he is right now.
Are
Because
they gonna use time travel to change stuff?
well,
Like-
here's the thing.
like-
They already did that once already.
For what?
So this is going to be a spoiler for Rebels, even though Rebels ended a while ago. So if you haven't seen it already, you know, there was a plot in Rebels where there was this force sensitive, like there was this temple that was very strong in the force
Okay.
on Lothal, which is the planet that is like the center point of Rebels, right? And Ezra went there. This is after Kanan died. Ezra went there. And Palpatine knew about this temple, and he was trying to figure out how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And long story short, Ezra wound up in this like space between spaces where he saw like different points in time.
Okay.
And one of the points in time he saw was the end of season 2 of Rebels, where Vader was fighting Ahsoka.
Okay.
On Malachor. And Vader was about to kill Ahsoka, and Ezra like went into that time, grabbed her, and brought her into this space that he was in.
So she's supposed to be dead?
So she's supposed to be dead, but she's not.
Okay.
And she's at the moment she's still alive in canon.
He did kill her though in original canon?
Apparently not.
No. What's up, Han?
So
wait, could it be possible that they pluck the Emperor before he's the Emperor when he's young, like Matt Smith? Palpatine and bring him into the present?
That's what I'm saying, and I really don't want that to happen, because if they do that, everything gets fucked up.
Well, would it get fucked up though, literally?
Yeah.
The whole timeline.
If he doesn't become Palpatine the way he is, that erases basically the prequels, the originals, and the sequels.
But what if he went back and he didn't remember?
I mean, they could do that, but that just seems so, like, we've seen that before, you know? Like, we don't need to see that in Star Wars.
Are they gonna, I mean, could they do something to, like, pluck somebody out of time before they die? Like Han Solo?
So, yes, I mean, it is a possibility. Yes.
Could they technically pull Han Solo out when he gets thrown off the thing and like, he lives then? But nobody knows it, though.
Sure. What they could do, and I really hope they don't do this, but like when Kylo Ren stabs him and he falls off the bridge,
right?
Like as he's falling, someone could be like, "I got him," and then
pull him out a ton. Which technically they didn't sense him anymore because they thought he was dead, but he's gone from time.
Yeah. Which I'm just gonna say right now, if they do that,
it's gonna screw up the whole series.
Well, how would that screw it up if they all think he's dead anyway? He's just in the future.
No, just the whole time travel manipulation thing.
Yeah, if they do time travel in the movies, I'm done. I'm out.
Why couldn't they just do time travel to undo The Last Jedi?
Well, I wouldn't want
the whole movie.
I wouldn't want them to do that because I liked that movie, but you know.
I mean, could they prevent Luke from dying?
I'm sure they could, but they would have to convince him to be like, hey, don't use the Force because it's going to kill you.
So listen, you can't involve time travel with a Star Wars movie unless they're actually going to do some crazy-ass shit, like bring Palpatine as a young Palpatine from the past into the future. They're like, oh shit, we got to put him back. Even Kylo Ren will probably turn good to try to get Palpatine back to the past, because it will alter everything, right? But then somehow, is there a Jedi thing to make him have amnesia of the whole event? No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's actually...
There is a Jedi trait to make him lose memory of that?
Yes.
So in other words, they're trying to get fans back, you think? So they're going to do all kinds of crazy shit with time travel and bring Palpatine into the future, stuff about Darth Vader in it, all these different things. They might just go crazy.
Well, this is my thing, right? To me, that's a terrible idea.
That's lazy writing for one thing.
Yes, I agree with Scott, because if you can't make new characters that compel people to continue watching these movies, then you just need to stop.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I agree there should be no time travel in Star Wars ever. That's my main thing. But the problem is, though, for me, Last Jedi was so fucked up that, and even today, people were fucking angry about the whole franchise because of it. Like, if they could undo shit from that movie, I would be fucking happy.
The only way they could undo Last Jedi is do another movie, call it episode yada yada, and
Well,
that way
could J.J. Abrams be bullshitting everybody, but really not like Ryan Johnson thing and fucking undo it anyway?
He can't undo anything. There's nothing in that movie that you can undo. It has to stay the way it is. Like, there's no, as much as people might hate it, which I
Well,
still
here's
don't
the thing. He could say that Snoke really didn't die. That was a
Yeah,
trick.
but that's not undoing something, though.
Okay.
because
That's
I
but-
still suspect
Listen,
that
if
was a
Snoke is still alive, if Luke is still alive,
Luke is dead.
well,
Luke died.
but what if they? Okay, look.
We have to accept this. Luke Skywalker is dead. He's
Listen to me. Listen to me. He didn't die because he became one with the Force. But
Yes.
can it be that it's reversed where the Force spits him out?
No.
Why?
His
He-
body is gone. If the Force spit him out, he would be nothing.
Then we gotta fucking bring Luke back.
Why though? What?
Because
What
I
is
just
bringing
do
Luke
not
back?
like The Last Jedi with that whole situation.
What?
That is not Luke Skywalker, first of all.
It is. It is Luke. I can tell you 10 reasons why that is absolutely Luke Skywalker.
Okay.
I don't know why bringing him back would make anything better.
So what would you? Okay, so here's the thing: we don't have time travel at all. Then what do you do with Episode 9? What is this grand scheme that J.J. Abrams has?
I have no idea.
Because I'm hearing this thing about dead Luke fighting Darth Vader, and I'm like, what the hell is that? How could that be? First of all, if Anakin is a Force ghost and he's good, so now you're saying the evil part of him is an evil Force ghost?
No, that rumor
That's
was saying
bullshit.
that rumor was saying that Luke fought a dark side manifestation of Vader. It wasn't
Okay.
actually Vader. It was the dark side mimicking Vader.
But why would?
Wasn't
Here's the thing:
Anakin's
if they're all dead, why would they need to fight at all?
Well, that's the thing, is that if you become what I think they're trying to go into, if they're going that route, is that when you become one with the Force, you kind of exist. Actually, you don't kind of. You exist on another plane. And what if there was a way for Darksiders to do the same thing, and you had to battle them from there?
But
This
that
not
is.
something
But here's the thing: I thought that the only ghost that could be is if you're a Jedi, you have a ghost, like a good. Not the Sith don't have ghosts. I thought that was established.
The Sith don't have Force ghosts.
The Sith don't.
No, but there's a difference between Sith and Darksiders.
So
Sith-
Darksiders could have ghosts too.
Sure.
And they're evil.
Sith are a group of Darksiders,
Okay.
but not all Darksiders are Sith.
Right. All right. So in other
So-
words, good and bad, they could both have ghosts.
Sure, if the dark side, if they found a way to do it, they would be able to.
But what would be the purpose if this thing we hearing about Luke fighting a manifestation of Darth Vader, if they're both dead and they can't die again, what would be the purpose of them fighting at all?
The manifestation of Vader would not be a Force ghost. It would just be that it would be a manifestation of the dark side pretending to be Vader.
But he would actually have an existence, like be alive?
It wouldn't be alive. It would be like Vader in that cave in Dagobah.
Okay.
That wasn't Vader. That wasn't a Force ghost. That was a manifestation of the dark side.
Okay, but what
As
would be the purpose of dead Luke fighting anything?
It may, from what I think they're trying to say, is that Luke is learning about what they call the netherworld of the Force, and he's going through this world to try and figure out more about it and how he can help. If they're doing it, I don't believe that rumor at all.
I
To be
know.
honest with you. I think it's
So-
BS.
Okay.
But
So that might be bullcrap. The time travel might be bullcrap. What about the other rumor that Kylo Ren's going to die again?
I honestly think that's most likely what's going to happen. However, I have a funny feeling that if he does live, it's going to be to set up whatever they're going to do in
For the
10,
next
11, and 12.
Right, which we pretty much feel. They already asked her, and she said yes. First she said no, yeah.
I have a very funny feeling, too, that 10, 11, and 12 are going to deal with some sort of threat that comes beyond the known galaxy.
Okay.
Because they've had a very, very big interest in planets bordering the edge of the galaxy and then what lies beyond.
That would be good to see.
Why couldn't you just have the Empire come from wherever was sent out there?
Well, that's what the First Order is.
But, okay, let me ask you a question now. Did they retitle the Empire the First Order, and because they didn't have the rights because of Fox?
No.
No.
They the reason that the Empire is now the First Order is when Palpatine died, he had a contingency plan for his top personnel and all of them to go out into the unknown regions because he was receiving a message through the Force from something out there. He said something
with
out
the Force.
Huh?
Something out there with the Force.
Something out there with the Force, specifically very strong in the dark side, was calling to him. And he even asked Vader, since he knew that Vader was the chosen one, he said, do you feel the same presence that I feel? And Vader said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Palpatine's plan was executed right when he died. His top personnel, after the war was being lost and the Battle of Jakku was lost, they followed his contingency plan. They got into these specifically designed ships, and
Right.
they went out into the unknown regions.
So technically, we have the Empire that's not even aware of what happened with the Emperor being dead. They're the Empire. They're out in the nether region, sent on a secret mission from Palpatine before he died to see what evil Force presence was trying to reach him from the nether realms or whatever over there.
Yeah.
So there's a whole squadron of basically the Empire out there.
No.
They're not the Empire.
When they went out there, they got really. Apparently, the story is that when they went out there, you can't navigate out there very well because it's literally wild space. Nobody's been out there. So
Okay.
when they got out there, they all met up and they formed their plans. But they're like, we don't know how the hell to get back to the galaxy. And apparently, that's when they met Snoke, and he was like, I know how to get back.
So
I'm in charge.
that's how Snoke came to be because he was from there.
Yes. And then he led them back, and they became the First Order.
But he wasn't the one that would send the messages to Palpatine.
That we don't know. I still think it was him, but they never answered that. And I don't think they're ever going to be honest with you.
Okay. So in other words, at some point in time in the past, dark side users traveled beyond. As well as Jedi, or no?
It's potentially. We don't know who's actually been out there.
Okay.
Other than the Empire going, of course.
So there technically could be Sith out there, or a whole group of dark users.
Sure.
That don't go by any rule of two or any of that stuff.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
And what's going on with the Knights of Ren? Are they going to do anything with the Knights of Ren in this next movie? Or they just talked about what the hell?
Well, I certainly hope they do. And what I hope they do is kind of make them like Kylo Ren's, almost like his presidential cabinet.
Aren't they like Jedi? Aren't they trained with the Force with lightsabers?
Well, we're being led to believe that they are the students that Kylo Ren didn't kill from Luke's academy, because in The Last Jedi said he left with a handful of my students. The rest he killed.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that they are the students of Luke that went with him, or possibly there's another group in the books which are canon. They were called the what the hell did they call themselves? The Acolytes of the Beyond or something like that.
Okay.
Who they worshipped Sith Lords, specifically Vader, and they specifically were looking for his lightsabers, and their whole goal was they said, we're going to find his lightsaber and destroy it so he could be reunited with its master, but that kind of goes awry because they find these dark side masks, and when they put them on, they kind of get messed up by the dark side. So I think that the Knights of Ren could also be them, or it could be both, Luke's students and them coming together.
We have a time jump, obviously.
From what I heard, it's about 5 or 6 years, apparently.
5 or 6 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Rey has her own Jedi like that she's trained?
Well, I think that's the direction they're going because in the comic books, which are also canon, she found, or not found, but she's been reading from those texts that she took from Octu. And so she's learning the Force. But what's interesting about that is that she's not learning the Force from, like, the Republic Jedi. Basically, she's learning from the original Jedi.
Right.
So what she might be able to do might be very different from what we know normal Jedi to be able to do, which
Okay.
I think is really interesting because we've never actually seen that
Yeah.
on screen, except for with what Luke did with that Force projection that he was able to do. That's not a normal Jedi
Right.
Force ability. That's
It-
way beyond what they know.
Is it possible that they're going to make Billy Lord, the daughter of Carrie Fisher, a huge integral part of the franchise for 10, 11, and 12, but start it like a little by little, right?
I think,
Where-
I think it's possible.
Where she could technically be one of the trained Jedi?
If she's Force sensitive, yeah. We don't know if she
What
is.
about Poe Dameron? Isn't he Force
Poe
sensitive?
Dameron is apparently Force sensitive.
He's Force sensitive because he did resist Kylo Ren a little bit, though,
He did.
right? So, but Kylo Ren just saw it as arrogance. He didn't see it as him having a Force ability.
Right. And
Okay.
and it's very interesting because it also explains why Poe is such a great pilot.
Okay.
And in the story, Luke knew Poe Dameron's mother and father, and
Okay.
they helped him, or I think Poe's mother helped Luke get these 2 Force-sensitive trees.
So Luke knew Poe Dameron's mother and father. Poe
Yes.
Dameron's Force sensitive. What about Finn?
Well, hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
So she helped Luke get these Force-sensitive trees that the Jedi had in the temple,
Right.
and Luke took one and he gave one to Poe's mother as kind of like a thank you for helping me. And I believe she planted it in front of their home. So Poe grew up around this tree.
Okay.
So that could explain why maybe he is Force sensitive,
I got it.
because he was exposed to this tree his whole life, even before he was born. So it could mean something.
Okay. Hey, Vaughn.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm here.
I know we're just talking. We're being geeked out talking about Star Wars. I've been dying to talk to Chris about this. So technically, we really don't know what the hell's happening in Star Wars episode after all that. Now, what about the guy? Oh God, what? No, not you, Graham. The guy that plays the Great Intelligence that's in Frigate. Was he a villain? The guy. That,
Talking about Hugh Grant. Oh God,
it's the same thing. Yeah. What's his name? Oh, why can't we think of his name? Oh, God damn it. Scott, help me. The Great Intelligence. What's the
I
guy's name?
can see his face. I just don't know the name.
Yeah.
I forgot his
Yeah.
name. Maybe
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
the snow, Doctor Who and the Snowmen or whatever.
Yeah. Why can't I think of it? Please, God.
But what about him? Like, what
Is he a villain?
is he in 9?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know.
Him and Matt Smith. I mean, that's the whole point. It's like,
Dr. Simeon.
no, but what's the
no,
actor?
the actor name.
Oh, that was Richard E. Grant. Yeah,
Richard
Yes,
Grant.
thank you. Yes, Grant. Okay.
yeah, that's his brother.
Who's
Oh, is
brother?
they related?
They're
Oh,
related?
He was in Scream of the Shock Room, and he was the
No, but Hugh Grant is
original
related
ninth
to him?
Doctor, eighth Doctor, but because a ninth Doctor, but then they brought in,
Richard E. Grant is related to Hugh Grant?
yeah, that's his brother.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Hmm I forget which one's older, but yeah.
Okay. So we don't know what he's playing at all.
I didn't even know he was in it. I'm assuming it's probably a villain. I mean, not to
I think
typecast
he's
the
his
guy.
brother.
I don't think
No,
his
he's
brother
not.
is.
He's
He's
not.
not his brother.
No, he's not.
Okay, I thought he was, but he's
He
He
has
has
a list. Yeah.
yeah. 'Cause I'm looking at his bio now.
he
No,
has
he's
a
not.
different last name.
Yeah, I have to correct myself as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't know who he's playing either. Okay. Well, there's other stuff besides Star Wars. Well, anyway, the Solo thing, I did enjoy it though. Overall, I didn't want to talk about that a little bit. So
I can tell you the one thing that I didn't like about Solo now that you've
go ahead.
seen it. I am not a fan of how he got the last name Solo.
That's what I just said. That yes.
Yeah, so was
I'm
I.
pissed.
Not a fan of that.
I'm pissed about that.
When they said that in the theater, I was like, nah.
Yeah, no, that's not.
No.
That was always Solo was always his name. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's bullshit. No, and that's totally. They did that shit on their own. That was not. That's
Yes.
not canon. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know why they did that? And this is the thing, because I noticed. See, growing up, I've seen tons of movies, right? And Ron Howard was in a lot of stuff too, pop culture and everything. I think there was the Godfather movie. If you remember, they named Corleone after the town.
Mm.
You know, like that wasn't the name. That was it's Antonio Andolini, whatever. But like or whatever it was. But the thing was, they named him after the town Corleone. So that was like a callback to Godfather, calling Han, like, oh, because he's alone, solo. That's like a nod. Just like his friend Needles, they're talking about Back to the Future Needles because they're doing pop culture. They're making the Millennium Falcon super fast, like the Back to the Future 3, when they had to throw the stuff in the thing to make it faster. They're taking stuff from a lot of different things and they're throwing into Solo, which I started to get. I picked up on a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I started to get annoyed with it. Because I'm like, oh, they're doing this movie. Oh, they're doing this movie. Now, the whole thing with Lando is not gay, and he's not any of that stuff.
No.
The thing with the robot, okay, I thought that was funny. And I could see him doing that, maybe, with a robot. But, like, he's definitely not gay.
No.
So, like, whoever the F is doing that shit, that's bullshit.
Well, they
SJW
never said
stepping
he was. They never said he was gay.
Well, they said he's omnisexual.
They said it was pansexual.
Pansexual.
Pansexual, meaning what? Robots?
No, it means he's open for everybody, right?
Open for everybody.
And the thing about that, though, what you have to keep in mind with this is that in the Star Wars universe, it's a whole galaxy of beings that can potentially be together, and it doesn't, like, kill the other one.
Right.
So, technically, almost every character is that way because they're willing to be with aliens or whatever.
Okay.
The only one who's not that we know of is actually Palpatine because he strictly hated aliens.
Okay.
So
Xenophobe.
the way I try to the way I not justify it, but the way I think about it, it's like, okay, so if we know that specifically, like, human characters. There was a clone in Clone Wars whose wife was a Twi'lek, and they had kids. So that's not human. So that doesn't fall into, like, normal, like, heterosexuality.
Right.
So that's the way I think about it. The thing is, though, I think it was kind of a stupid move for them to be like, oh, we're defining this as a human sexuality trait. And it's like, that's not the way that you should be.
But you know what, too? I didn't like. Here's the thing.
Preference, I should say.
That whole thing with the robot rights. That's like so effing social justice warrior.
That was definitely
culture
in there.
That's bullshit. Because like that's
of
not part of fucking Star Wars canon at all. So like that's really no fucking call for that. But again, and I know the original history. That's bullshit. You know the original history. We know that that's not the fucking case with the robot rights and shit like that. That's ridiculous. And this is what I get worried about, is I get worried about you keep putting this shit in movies like this, you're going to ruin shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like already the whole fucking scavengers of the Crimson Dawn, they're all fucking female, right? Or something. I'm like, oh, here we go. The leader was the female, and then
well, what the hell did they call something nest? I can't
wasn't
remember.
it the Crimson Dawn? Or they're not the whatever
No,
the fuck
Crimson Dawn was.
No, that's what
worked for.
okay. No, but whatever they were. They're all like female, right?
Tempest and Nest, I think.
I
Something
don't
like
know what the fuck they are.
Yeah.
That was from something else too. All that stuff is from something. Like they're playing. It's like they're playing games with the culture. Like, oh, that's from that movie. Oh, but why do we need to do shit like that though?
Mhm.
Why can't we just do a damn Star Wars movie?
I'll tell you what, though. There was something that was in that movie that I am so happy is canon now, because that opens the door to a lot of really cool character ideas that they could do.
Like what?
When Kira beat the hell out of that guy in,
Oh,
in
because
that
she's
room,
trained with the Tessa Kai, whatever.
trained in Terrace Kasi.
Which is the video game that I played with the kids, the Star Wars fighting game.
That fighting style is specifically made for non-force sensitives to be able to combat force sensitives.
Wow.
And when she said that, I was like, oh shit, that's canon now.
Wow, yeah.
So
Yeah,
that means that, and this is what I've actually been hoping for a while, that we could have a really cool villain
Right.
who's not force sensitive, but is still able to fight Jedi and stuff. And I was like,
Oh,
please,
shit.
in the future, please. That would be
That'd be
amazing.
great. Wow. Fucking exciting. Been dying to do this Star Wars cast, bro. Dying. So what's this Rogue One prequel?
Yeah, apparently Cassian Andor is getting his own series.
Do you think there's a need for that?
Not at all.
Not at all.
And I like Cassian.
That's
I don't think
bullshit.
he needs a series, though.
No, not at all. But there's 3 now, right? Why do
there's
we
the
have
Mandalorian,
3? The
there's
Mandalorian. Listen, we could have the Mandalorian, but why do we need to have something else?
I don't know.
What's the other one? The Rogue One prequel, and what else?
I only know of those 2 right now. For Star Wars.
I'm sorry, but you know what they're doing? They're fucking saturating the market.
Well, yeah, I mean,
three Star Wars streaming
for that
services.
Disney service.
I'm sorry, 3 Star Wars stuff in the streaming service, 3 MCU things, and 3 Pixar things. And one of the Pixar things is Monsters Inc. Probably they're talking about. That's going to be a series on the streaming service. But like, why you got to screw that up too for Monsters Inc. Jesus.
I'll tell you what though, I'm not even like fanboying out or anything. I honestly think The Mandalorian is going to be awesome.
That's what I want to see, The
I think it's
Mandalorian.
going to be amazing.
Yes.
I'll be very disappointed if it's not good. If it's not good, then I'm like, okay, no more Disney streaming service for me.
No, I know. But it's cheaper than Netflix, right?
Is it?
Supposedly.
No. Well, that's another thing Netflix has to worry about.
Is that what's going on with the... Explain to me what's going on with the Netflix stuff. Why are they canceling all the Marvel stuff?
Well, because that streaming service is coming.
Yeah, Disney.
So Disney's making them cancel it?
I don't think they're making them cancel it. I think they're looking at their ratings and they're trying to get like a preemptive, like, we're better than this Disney streaming service. So
they're bashing their own characters because of Disney. They're like trying to give them the finger.
You know what's funny about that too is that they're doing this push now for new content,
right.
And specifically they're trying to get new anime.
Oh yeah.
Netflix. And today they confirmed, yes, we're doing a Pacific Rim anime.
Pacific Rim.
We're doing an Altered Carbon anime, and we're doing something else.
Altered Carbon was the live action. They're making an anime about that too?
Yeah.
Wow.
When I saw that they were doing Pacific Rim, I was shocked. I was like, wow.
That's going to do great, though. You don't think so?
I hope it does. But
to me, it works better in anime than live action.
Yeah, that'd probably be better as an animation.
You need a break from movies.
Well, you know what I think really helped with that was having those the 3. Well, the third one isn't out yet, but the Godzilla animes. I think that opened the door for them, and they were like, oh shit, we could do a whole bunch.
But did that do really well over here? Godzilla.
I don't know. I know that the first one did pretty good in Japan. The second one didn't do well at all in Japan because it sucked. And then the third one's coming out tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I have to vent for a second here. Toho, you and Bandai need to sit down and really look at this Ghidorah figure that you're trying to push out to people. And you need to understand that when you make a Ghidorah figure look like a rubber chicken with wings,
Oh, fuck.
Damn.
you need to probably go back to the drawing board.
Send me a
and say,
picture of that.
This wasn't the best figure design.
Send me a picture of that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a Shin Gojira thing?
It's worse.
Worse than Shin
The
Gojira?
The figure, like the design for Ghidorah is pretty cool. But
Oh.
the figure that they made, which I was I was like, I might buy it when I heard that they were making it because I like this Ghidorah design, as radical as it is.
Right.
Then I saw the figure, and I was like, nope,
Oh.
not for me. I'm not importing that. No way.
Screw that. Not buying that.
Which sucks too because they use translucent vinyl, and I'm a big fan of translucent vinyl parts on Godzilla figures, and then
Okay. Which we got to talk about with the cast is ending, but we got to talk about the Godzilla, the girl that plays what, Colleen Wing from Iron Fist. She's going to be in, right?
yes, they just cast her in Godzilla.
She just cast her for Godzilla vs. Kong. Holy shit! A Millie
That
Bobby
cast
Brown,
is
right?
stacked
I know.
ridiculously.
Eric from fucking True Blood. That shit's gonna be
Yeah.
sick. Fucking sick. That cast is gonna be sick. But they didn't say anything. Now I don't want to spoil it, but Vera Farmiga, I guess she doesn't make it out of this one, huh?
Well,
Maybe.
I thought so, but I don't think Kyle Chandler signed on for it yet either.
Oh.
So I don't know. Maybe.
And
they'll
she's the
be-
villain. I didn't think she was gonna be the villain. She's the villain, right?
I think she's gonna have a face turn at the end of the movie.
Oh,
but
she's gonna be good. She's gonna turn good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think she's gonna realize that she messed up by
Fucked up.
Okay.
Minute.
All right, we're gonna create a new one. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye for now.